Good morning, student, with new chapter Education and British Rule. This is your new chapter from History. As you know, and you read in your first chapter Establishment of Company Power, that Britishers came in India in 1600 century and up to 1857. That was the revolt of 1857, and up to 1757 they captured entire the country. And after that they introduced so many types of systems to capture the all type of system. And for cultivation they introduced Jayatwadi system, Mahalwali system and other systems also. And for education, after that they introduced so many type of reforms in the field of education. So in this chapter we will discuss about the education system in British period. As you know, and you are seeing in this picture, that in the ancient times in our country, education provided by this type of systems like Rishi Muni and Gurudev, this type of education. And in this type of education, the indigenous system of education in India comprised the Pathshala, elementary schools and madrasas. Some students also went to Gurukul. And you know that the Gurukul means present times boarding, and the education imparted in these places did not have a fixed syllabus. Syllabus was not fixed. In the Gurukul system, teaching was mainly based upon religious scriptures. British wanted to introduce English education as well as modern scientific developments in the prevalent educational system. The British defined this objective as the civilizing mission. You know, the British were not content with political and economic control over India. They wanted to produce a class of educated Indians who could wholeheartedly submit themselves to the colonial rule. Means the purpose behind the education system provided by Britishers was to develop a qualified person as a color between the Indian people and the British rule. So, and they call this the civilizing mission, because as they thought that the people of India were not civilized, so it is the duty of the European persons to civilize them. So they call this system civilizing mission. And for that the Britishers divided in two groups, Angelicist and Orientalist. Angelicist means Orientalist and Angelicist means Orientalist means the persons who belong to Angelicist groups focus on business, not changing Indian culture. Means जो उनका मोटिव था Orientalist peoples का, belong from Orientalist group, that the हम जो इंडिया में एजुकेशन प्रोवाइड करेंगे वो इंडियन कल्चर पे ही बेस्ड होनी चाहिए, and encourage study of Indian culture, history, languages, religions, and prohibit missionaries, Christian missionaries to convert Hindu and Muslim into the in Christian peoples. So these were prohibited. Tolerate cultural religious practice considered immortal means कि हम इनके अगेंस्ट में ऐसा कोई स्टेप नहीं लेंगे. And support company rule means the peoples who educated by the British education system will support company rule. And the other group was Angelicist means focus on civilizing. तो उनका मेन मोटो था कि हमें इंडियन पीपल्स को सिविलाइज करना है. एंड इंस्ट्रक्ट इंडियन इन इंग्लिश, कि जो इंस्ट्रक्शंस की लैंग्वेज होगी वो इंग्लिश होगी. एंड एंकरेज मिशनरीज, क्रिश्चियन मिशनरीज को एंकरेज करना. प्रोहिबिट कल्चरल जो सोशल एविल्स हैं उनको प्रोहिबिट्स करना, उनको फिनिश करना. एंड सपोर्ट डायरेक्ट रूल मीन्स कि होल हार्टली पीपल विल सपोर्ट द डायरेक्ट रूल. And in the group of Orientalists, one of the person was William Jones. William Jones was a major Orientalist thinker, a great scholar. He took a keen interest in learning about India's ancient text. William Jones was an Orientalist and he took keen interest in learning about India's ancient text. The Orientalists learned Sanskrit along with other Indian languages. They believed that the medium of instruction should be classical Indian languages like Arabic, Persian, Sanskrit. should be classical. For that, the Fort William College was set up where the English civil servants were trained in Indian traditions and customs. So he was the person who respect our culture and our languages. And since the beginning of the 19th century, a group of Englishmen started advocating for the promotion of Western education in India through the medium of English. They were called Anglicists. Some educated Indians such as Raja Ram Mohan Roy also supported them, as they believed that modern Western education would help to eradicate evil practice and superstitions from the Indian history. So for that, the Christian ministry also insisted on the promotion of education. And so for this field, Britishers time to time British educational reforms. So the British introduced educational reform to create an educated class of Indians who would help them in day-to-day administrative functions. And one of them, Charter Act of 1813. Charter Act of 1813. What was Charter Act of 1813? The East India Company Act 1813, also known as the Charter Act of 1813, was an act of the Parliament of the United Kingdom which renewed the charter issued to the British East India Company and continued the company's rule in India. And the act expressly asserted the crown's sovereignty over British India. Means you know that after 1857, our country in the hands of crown, but before it's known as the East India Company rule in our country. It allotted rupees 1 lakh to promote education in India. कि चार्टर एक्ट के थ्रू हमारे कंट्री में 1 लाख रुपीस एजुकेशन को प्रमोट करने के लिए उन्होंने अलॉट किए. एंड क्रिश्चियन मिशनरीज वर अलाउड टू कम टू ब्रिटिश इंडिया एंड प्रीच देयर रिलीजन. क्रिश्चियन मिशनरीज को परमिट किया गया. फाइनेंशियल प्रोविजन वाज आल्सो मेड टू इंक्रीज आर रिवाइवल इन इंडियन एजुकेशन एंड फॉर द प्रमोशन ऑफ साइंस. इस फील्ड में उन्होंने चार्टर एक्ट को. एंड फॉर दैट James Mill and Thomas Bennington Macaulay were notable Anglicists. They were the Anglicists. Macaulay. Mill proposed that the aim of the education should be to teach what is useful and practical. The person, Britishers, Anglicists, you know that the motive was that what is useful and practical for the Britishers. So for that, after Charter Act of 1813, Macaulay's system of education. This system of education was introduced by Lord Macaulay in 1835, and this system put Anglicist Orientalist debate to an end. Means कि Macaulay system आने के बाद जो Anglicist और Orientalist का debate था वो finish ही हो गया तरह से. Means no debate, means what will be the done, only the practical and useful things will be done. And this system is also known as Lord Macaulay's Minute. Macaulay submitted a memorandum on the Indian educational system which is known as Macaulay's Minute. Lord Macaulay did not support Oriental learning and strongly advocated the introduction of Western education in India. On the basis of this memorandum, the English Education Act was introduced in 1835. Means he strongly introduced English as a medium. With funds allotted for the development of Western education in India, many new institutions catering to higher education were established. The medium of instruction in these institutions was English. And he also encouraged the people. English as a medium of instruction gained importance during this period. And it was announced in 1844 that the Indians who were educated in English medium would get government jobs. Macaulay introduced this system that who will take the education through English medium will get the government job. So the popularity of the vernacular languages schools were less. Vernacular means in local languages, basic languages, and the popularity of English medium schools were increased. After that, Wood Dispatch. In 1854, British decided to create a formal educational system in India, which included schools, universities. As Charles Wood was the president of the board of control of the East India Company at that time. The scheme was known as Wood Dispatch because he was the president of the board of control of East India Company. So this act was known as Wood Dispatch, and this was a written document for the purpose of promoting education in India. This was introduced by Charles Wood in 1854. It was the first comprehensive plan for the spread of education in India. And what were the features? The features of Wood Dispatch. Wood Dispatch gave importance to vernacular language. As you know that the Macaulay decreased the importance of vernacular languages, as he recommended that the person who get the education through English medium school will get the government job, and the person who get the education through vernacular languages will not get the government job. But by the Wood Dispatch, give the importance to vernacular languages and emphasize vocational education and education of women, means skill based education, and education also started for women. Introduced grant in aid policy and gave due importance to Indian literature, culture and philosophy. Emphasized on training of teachers and stipends to the poor and deserving students. Resulted in establishment of universities at Calcutta, Bombay and Madras in 1857. In 1857, Calcutta, Bombay and Madras universities was opened for the establishment and for the spread of Indian culture and philosophy. And as you know that these reforms started in the field of education, but the main motive of the Britishers was not to civilize the person and get the education and provide the education for the Indians. The main motive of that only the clerk, only to make the clerk between the Indian people and British rule. So the motive of behind the education of Britishers for their own, and what will be useful for them they started. And in the Wood Dispatch you can see that they started Indian literature, culture and philosophy, for that the person will not against the Britishers. Thank you.